good people. Welcome to Melanated Vibrations, a new show that celebrates the diversity and richness of Black culture. Join us as we delve into our individual mental health and overall mental health of our community. From the latest trends to the timeless coping mechanisms, we'll showcase the best of what it means to be mentally healthy. So sit back, relax, and get ready to feel the vibrations of Black excellence. Let's get started.
Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome to Melanated Vibrations. We're going to do things a little different today. I hope everyone had an amazing Monday, coming off the weekend. I hope you got some relaxation. I have three special guests with me this evening, and we are going to dive into some relationship stuff. But before we get started, I want to do something different than our I want to be able to do an icebreaker. So I hope that everyone can join in on the icebreaker. Please don't forget to like and share. If you're watching on YouTube, share it with as many people as you can. Make sure you subscribe to the Big Exclusive. If you're on Facebook, same thing. Like and subscribe and please share. So I should have one more guest.
Yeah, I don't know. Reek was having a little bit of technical difficulty. She should be back in a second.
Okay. All right. So the way I want to start the icebreaker is because everyone doesn't know who everyone is. So with me, I have my sister, my biological sister, Adairess. She is new to the show. I want to start our icebreaker off with, if you could tell your 20-year-old self three things, what would it be? I know, right? We gotta go back and think. Three things we would tell ourselves. You got your three things?
I got three. Yep.
All right. First then.
Number one, don't take his number. If you know, you know. Number two, stay in school. And number three, I would say, how do I say this? Listen to your gut. Don't listen to nobody else but your gut.
Yeah. Big Exclusive, what would be your three things you would tell your 20-year-old self?
I would have definitely would have stayed in school. I would have told my 20-year-old self to go for it. Like, stop being so conservative about everything in your life. You can't control everything. And without any big risk, there are no big rewards. So, I missed out on a couple things. I don't have any regrets, but there's a couple things I missed out on just being way too conservative. So I would tell them, stay in school, take those big risks, like swing big, and also to make sure, above all else, that you don't go work for anybody else. Like I feel like work. I've been working since the age of 13, and I feel like it stole a lot of my opportunity to accomplish so many more things just based off what I was taught growing up. Now, again, my mom, God rest her soul, she did the best she could as a single mom, but she didn't understand that you could actually work for yourself and be your own boss and make a living. We was always taught, go work. You got to go work, and you retire. Like, you get you a good job. No one ever told us what a good job was, but you had to go get a good job and you work to support yourself, and then you retire and I guess die. And that's definitely not the life I wanted to lead. So I would tell my younger self, stay in school, take those big risks, and be your own boss. It's okay. You can make it. You can do
it. Okay. Three things I would tell my 20-year-old self. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if stay in school is gonna be one of mine. Given like I have a master's degree and it's great and all. But honestly, like just in this whole like trying to transition to another job, I found it extremely hard. Because in my mind, I'm like, I got a master's degree. Like, y'all should be paying me this, and the job should be knocking on my door trying to get me. And it was like, no one cares you have a master's degree. Like, so that wouldn't be mine. I would say definitely listen to your gut. I think we all have like the spirit of discernment, or like kind of knowing when things just aren't right. Or when we should just step out on faith and take a leap of faith. So definitely listening to your gut. Um, invest, invest. I don't know about that Bitcoin stuff. I don't know too much about it, but invest stocks, CDs, bonds, whatever, savings accounts that allow you to have a certain percentage of dividends that you can collect every month. And what would be my third thing? I don't know what I would tell my 20-year-old self. Oh, enjoy life. Life is so short. And what I've learned and I've been learning is God is like literally plucking people off of this earth. And life is too short to do anything. So that would be my three things. Enjoy your life, because you only get one life. So have fun. Go to that party. Open that business. Start that business. Go on that date. Whatever it is that you want to do. Like travel, get on that plane, get on that train ride, do cross country, like whatever it is, just do it. Have fun so you don't have any regrets. So that can we go to some of the comments? I am interested in what other folks would tell their 20-year-old self. Hey Tiff, thank you. Hey Jalene. Hey Royalty. Slow down, calm down, and it's going to be okay. Absolutely, Aisha. Absolutely. And listen to your gut. Great one. Absolutely. Go for it. Absolutely. Don't go hard on yourself. Leave Philadelphia. Agree. And don't get married so young. Definitely. Definitely. Make smarter decisions. Don't close because of how you were treated. Live for you. And don't let your environment control your feelings or moves. Absolutely. Absolutely. Don't be scared to follow your heart. Take those big risks. It's worth it. And love yourself more. No one is going to love you the way you do. Agree.
Facts.
Keep paying those loans. Prioritize yourself more. No one is going to get you but who you are. Get out. Yeah. Get out to me. Yeah. Having multiple degrees with no job. Absolutely. Enjoy the moment. Nobody loves you like you do. You're amazing now than always, and be better with your money. Yes. Hey, best friend. Yes. Please share. Please like and share with as many people as you can. Tonight is going to be good. We are going to talk about relationships, past, present, hurts, healing. Hey, Hannibal. Hey, Creamy. All right. All right. So that was like the icebreaker. I still want to, of course, do my setting my intention. So what I am bringing into this space is excitement. I am very excited to have my guest on the show this evening. Very excited to have my sister on the show. So
hi, sis.
Yes. So that is my intention. I am bringing excitement into the space. What do you guys bring into the space?
You gotta unmute, Reek. Oh.
I think they accidentally hung up. Some friends aren't forever friends. Please enjoy it and at any time or whatever you decide. Commit.
Mm-hmm.
We are just here for a season.
So I guess what I'm bringing into the space tonight is a barking dog. Ella.
Hey, Ella.
Cameron, can you quiet Ella for me? So I'm gonna bring some. Well, referring to the topic, I'm gonna bring some honesty and some transparency to the space tonight.
I agree. I guess I give y'all some transparency from me.
I am a little nervous about it too, though.
Don't be.
Because I just don't know how far we gonna go into it, but I'm here for it. I'm ready.
Listen, we don't have to go too far. You have yes, growth best friend. We doing it. We out here. We blending relationships and whatnot. I mean, we can do a part 2. I'm okay with that too. But sis, what are you bringing into the?
Depending on how deep it gets, we could do a follow-up tomorrow on my show.
I agree.
I would say my true authentic self.
Yeah, so for all of you guys that don't know my sister, she's crazier than me. And her mouth is
I disagree. I met her at the adult game night. She was remarkably cool and cordial and very much so fun. I don't know how it is growing up with her, but I can say my experience with her was extremely positive. I thought she was really dope and really cool.
Well, speaking of relationships, we didn't meet each other until about
in our 30s.
Couple years ago.
We did.
I knew of her, but I didn't know her.
We like crazy though, but she crazy. I know. So
I'm probably worse than her.
Now, Lillian, I don't think you've ever seen Crazy Dime, so no, we don't like Crazy Dime. We love Melanated Vibrations Dime. We love
Therapist Dime.
We love Host Dime, but Crazy Dime, yeah.
Why? It's fun being related to a therapist. Sure.
No, I love Therapist Dime for sure. I'm just saying they've never seen Crazy Dime.
Yeah.
So no.
Bring that out. Yes, again, put that comment up from Creamy. Happy birthday, happy belated birthday to the BigExclusive.
Happy birthday.
Out here celebrating his birthday. Wait. What season is this?
Pisces.
Yeah, we don't like Pisces.
We don't do Pisces.
So when the Pisces is in control, you don't blatantly just say you don't like Pisces in this Pisces season. And I got all of this shit and all of this control. In true Pisces fashion, I'll shut this shit down, okay? Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that.
That was so real. Like
a mess.
No, what we saying is, okay, we love you, but we know a Pisces that's not too fun.
I know a couple.
Well, okay, I'll take it back. As long as y'all love your boy, it's all good.
Yeah, BigExclusive. We love. Ain't he petty though, Creamy? Wasn't that some petty stuff? Like, just
Thank you, Jaylene. Thank you, Creamy. Thank you, Tiffany Ann. Thank you.
All right.
You are too kind.
Thank you for coming back with us, Reek. All right, so the icebreaker I do want you to answer is, what is 3 things you would tell your 20-year-old self?
Take a breather. I was real engulfed into work in my early 20s. It was a very emotional time for me in my 20s. So I would just tell myself to take a breather, enjoy being 20, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. Take a breather. Is there anything else you would tell your 20-year-old self other than take a breather? 2 more things.
2 more things. Don't.
Thank you, sir.
I guess travel. Enjoy life. I think I was so serious for so long. I had to co-parent, so I was very mature. I kind of was just about work and trying to succeed at a young age. So I would tell myself to relax, take it easy, and be 20. I mean, just simple things. Trust in people. You live and you learn. So I really wouldn't take any of that stuff back. You're a tender 20. So you're gullible to certain things. You tend to believe certain things and certain people, and you still got to get your feet wet and trial and errors. So I wouldn't take any of that stuff back because you need it. But just take it easy. I've always been uptight, so I would tell myself to take it easy.
I love that. I agree. I wouldn't take anything back either, right? Because how do you learn life's lessons if you don't?
Right.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to dive into the topic tonight. I'm grateful and thankful for all of you for joining me. We're going to talk relationships.
Wait a minute, you got to.
I got my
loosen
white
me
claw
up
out
some
now.
a little
I
bit.
apologize for
Damn.
not having a straw.
Tiff, love you too, Tiff.
You know.
Okay. Oh, wait. Yes. What is your intention? What are you bringing into this space?
Respect. Bringing respect in.
I love this. You know, Shannon's the only guy on the show, but we're not going to mess with all the buttons either. So,
you know, we never know.
Just saying.
Can't save every to manage your finances early up, and no one will love you like you do. Yes, absolutely. I think that's important. I just had this conversation with someone earlier, like all the stuff we learn in math class, right? We're never going to use. Why they don't teach us like how to balance a checkbook or how to write a check or, you know, about different accounts, and why they don't teach us like that? Well, what was a lie? What
I don't know. It's going down in the comments though.
What is happening in the comments, Jesus? Which one was a lie?
Listen, Phoenix always got smoke. I don't know what's up with man, but he always got smoke for somebody.
Game night, he ain't even peeped. Like the way my family was on his ass, he ain't even know he was about to catch it. No, it was about to be a whole situation. So he comments but he get blocked. Okay. So, you know, that's that. All right. So we're gonna talk relationships.
Y'all not gonna bully me tonight either, okay?
I said you the man with
I will call in some backup. I will call the troops in.
You ain't said nothing slick. I got my white claw, but I don't have a straw. So pardon me, ladies. I don't have my straw, so I'm sipping from the can. But I am a lady.
I wasn't sure if I needed to get a glass of wine.
I think you should go get a glass.
I'm not judging.
Prepare yourself.
I drink beer. I can't judge.
I think you should prepare yourself.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know how this was going to go. All right. So relations. All right. So that's the thing between Phoenix and Tiff in the comments. That don't got nothing to do with us.
All right.
I'm gonna get me a drink. Keep talking. I can hear you.
I get a drink, Jesus.
Listen.
He felt left out.
Somebody go get the tequila out the refrigerator for me. All right. So the first question, ladies, is do you recall a time of like a very difficult relationship? That'll be the first.
Several.
In that relationship, or let's start there. Do you recall a time about a relationship that was difficult for you to get past, and how long were you in it?
So I'll start. I've been in several difficult relationships, but one that tells my story and a story, because you know all of the relationships tell a story, but this one is a little different. So yeah, difficult. How long was I in it? Maybe 2 years. Look, maybe 3, maybe 2. We'll go with 2 to be on the safe side. Okay. And I was being physically abused. So not only emotionally was I being abused, I was physically being abused. But it wasn't until I had to really be done. And Dom, when we say we're done, we sometimes go in a cycle. We still answer the phone. We still allow them to come over. We still allow the abuse. So when I say you have to be done, it has to be you. And for me, my done was I had to love myself. And when you love yourself, you won't tolerate such behavior. But it wasn't until that relationship that I really realized that I didn't love myself. Yes, I had depression. Yes, we go through things. Yes, they're growing pains. But it wasn't until that situation where I was in an abusive situation and I said, enough. And once you love yourself enough, you come out of it. And it was like a skit. I knew exactly what was going to happen. And if I could share that, I'd like to.
Mm-hmm.
I kept saying, you need to leave, you need to leave, you need to leave. One day, I told my aunt, I said, I'm going to call you. And no, I said, I'm not going to call you. I said, you're going to call me. I get off at 7 a.m. I said, I'm pledged. If I don't pick up, just come. And I told her what was going on. I said, don't tell my mom. This is my mom's twin sister, mind you. I said, don't tell my mom. You know, I just, if I don't pick up the phone, just come to my apartment. And she was like, okay. So she knew what was going on with the abuse and different things like that, because I finally told her, but I didn't tell her until I was ready to do something about it. And that's key. So stay with me. I told her, I said, listen, if you call me, I don't pick up, just come. So I got off of work. I came home. He was there. Same thing happened. Talking trash. Why are you still here? You hate me so much. Why don't you just leave? Oh, you ugly. Oh, you this. Nobody wants you. Why are you still here? This is my place. Cool. So then we get the tussling. So then my aunt calls. It's like 7:20. So my aunt calls in the morning. So she calls and then I don't pick up. So in my head, I say, I knew, boom, I'm about to get rescued. Cool. This is good. So as he's doing his thing, I'm saying, listen, my aunt's on her way. You know, you should probably chill. But he was calling my bluff because I never did that before. I never said nobody was coming. I never said, you know, I never did anything. I would talk a good game, but I never did anything. So this particular time I did something. So she pulls up with the police. The police come. I answer the door. I still am in protect this black man mode. Now follow me. So the police come and I let him in. The police officer says, what's going on? I said nothing. He's like, why's your hair messed up? I'm like, oh, I don't know. We had a bad argument. So he knew what was up. So he told the young man to get his stuff and to leave. And that for me was the last time I dealt with him. That for me was the last time I will ever be in an abusive relationship. That for me was me sticking up for me loving me putting myself first. That's what it was. So that relationship was difficult. That relationship was toxic. That relationship was abusive. However, I learned to love myself first. And when you love yourself first, you won't tolerate certain behavior. It was my apartment. I was the breadwinner, but that didn't matter. But I could take care of myself is what I'm saying. I could take care of myself. He wasn't bringing anything to me, but just tearing me down. And I was stuck. Oh, do I need to help him? Oh, this, oh, that. It was just toxic and I got out of it. So that was a difficult relationship. Hey Tiff, love you too. And I triumphed for that. I'm very proud of myself. I've never been in an abusive relationship physically or anything after that. And I share my story and I just, thanks, big bro. I share my story to say, we can say we're done. We can say we're walking away, but you have to be ready. And when you're ready, and I was ready, I was scared for my life. The bathroom is small. There's porcelain. I can hit my head. Now it's attempted murder. I'm still thinking about him, talking to him like, yo, this bathroom is small. You keep at it, somebody really gonna get hurt. Mind you, I'm getting hurt any fucking way, but you might really do some damage that you can't undo. You already mentally jammed me up. I'm talking about death is what I was talking about. So I'm still trying to help him, you know, not fuck me up. Like, hey, stop, you know?
Still trying to rationalize with him. Yeah.
That always makes me sad to hear that. And it's not the first time I've heard it, that despite Black women going through the abuse, they still find it somewhere in their spirit to care enough about a Black man to still protect him. And that seriously is for me, it's like a mind fuck. Because growing up with twin sisters, it was just fuck them, him, Black, white, green, red, or indifferent. If you putting your hands on a motherfucker, they deserve everything they got coming. Because had they not induced that situation, they wouldn't have put themselves in a position to possibly be struck down by the police. Now, make no mistake about the comment I just made. This is not for innocent Black men who are robbed of their lives and whose families are suffering because of the hands of some overzealous, racist, bigoted cops. This is not what I'm saying. What I am saying is those men who take the route of putting their hands on women, you kind of bought everything you got coming to you. And that's just the way I feel. Like, men, I challenge any man. We could debate that all day long. It's just no reason to do that.
Right. And I had made a comment on my show, and then Dom, I'll give you back. I'll let you speak. I made a comment and I said, I can't be that void, or I can't be, the kid who went to Glen Mills. My brother went to Glen Mills. I didn't mean anything slighted by that. I meant that I can't be the nurturer for everything. Yes, I'm sorry that you went through the things that you went through. Yes, I'm sorry that you had the upbringing that you had, but I had some stuff going on too. And I think growing up, because I did a lot of nurturing to my brothers, or just been that older sister, because I'm the oldest of the two, that I naturally maybe attracted, the man or the young man that needed the mothering. And, so I take responsibility for that, but it wasn't until, I realized I have to love me, and that man or that person that I'm going to be with has to respect me, and respect comes with love. So that's what I got, Dom. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for that transparent moment. Let me just say that. Thank you for sharing. Not sure how many times you've shared this, but I know it can't be easy. It may be even triggering. So I am grateful for you sharing. I don't know if anyone out there needed to hear this, if this has helped anyone, but I sure do hope so. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. Who's next? Difficult relationship, and how long did it last? I'm my show.
So you can go. Me,
Shannon. Anybody?
I was about to say.
So my most difficult relationship happened, I would say, when I was younger. I was 18, 19, dating an older woman. And to her credit, she kind of expanded my horizons as a whole, as a human being, period. Because a lot of things I didn't know and I didn't understand, because my life consisted of the neighborhood where I'm from, down the bottom, 41st Street. And those, that 6 to 8 block radius was my life, beginning to end, from basketball across the street in the playground, football, and the lot up the street, hustling. The store was a block around the corner. So my whole universe was that neighborhood. And she kind of showed me so many more things. She actually introduced me to a lot of culture, a lot of cuisine, a lot of art, plays and musicals and different genres of music that I wasn't accustomed to. But it was this really difficult relationship because she was older. I was 18, 19. She was in her either late 20s or early 30s. And it was really difficult because the majority of our relationship, she made more than I did. She already had like a salary job, right? And I'm out in this world in the streets. And on paper, she definitely made way more than I did because I always had a job. Like I said, I've been working since I was 13. And one of the things that attracted her to me was the little bit of edge I had because I was in the streets and I was making money. But it was always a point of contention as well. It became very, very toxic because it was always this superiority thing she had. Because she introduced me to so much, she always felt like she could talk down to me, or whatever I did was never enough. And for me, that it became very toxic because the way I began to act out was I began to step out. And that was toxic behavior for me. But I'm young. I don't know any better. I don't have any coping mechanisms or coping skills. My ability to communicate effectively hadn't matured yet. And all I know is she kept trying to, at every turn she got, she would try to make me feel this small. And I hated that. So I had to do shit to kind of feel like a normal person again. So it was, all right, I need to make more money. So I went out and got more money. Okay. She talking down to me like that. She don't think I'm good enough. Well, guess what? She does, and she does, and she does. So I found what I was looking for out there. So that went on way too long. And that was my most difficult relationship. But like Reek said, when I was like, when I had that last straw moment, that was it for me. There was no coming back. Like it was like she never existed from that point on, to an extent, because I still had a relationship with her daughter. But once I was done with the relationship, I was done. And I mean, she tried for years. And all I could think to myself was, you didn't appreciate me when you had me. All that potential, everything that you see that I've become was always there. Right. I wasn't asking her to nurture it. What I was saying is appreciate what I bring to the table, as opposed to trying to make light of it or make it seem like it was insignificant. So, and you know, that person went through some trials and tribulations, and regardless of, you know, how we ended, I was still there for, you know, a couple different times. But as far as that relationship go, you know, it was a gift and a curse. Like I said, I learned so much about life. But I also learned a whole lot about relationships and what I didn't want.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing, Shannon. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Adairess.
All right. I would say like I'm gonna go to like a pivotal moment. I'm not even gonna go to like the last straw. Well, it's kind of like the last straw. I think after I had my daughter, I had a C-section. So I went into labor, but I had to go into emergency C-section. So my body was pushing the baby out, but I still had to go into a C-section. So I realized I didn't feel good. So I wanted my mom in the room, and my mom was like, okay, I didn't have this baby with you. I'm not being there. So she was like, let him do it. I was like, okay, whatever. I want my mom, but whatever. I'm just going to go with it. So he's sitting there. He's in the room. He don't give a damn about how much pain I'm in. So they're telling me they have to rush me to the back or I will stroke out because my pressure is going so high and she's getting distressed. So they're like, okay, your body's going to labor, but I'm going to have to cut you open. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, this is getting real scary. I'm looking at him. He has no emotion. I said, okay, this is the pivotal moment that my mom told me it's not going to last, but I'm going to let you do what you want to do. Now, her friend thought the same thing. She's not here anymore, but she thought the same thing too. She was like, it's not going to last, it's not going to last. So I looked over at him and I'm like, okay, it could be a chance that I go on this table. She might not come out. I might not come out, or one of us is going to come out. He had no like care in the world. He was just like, okay. My mom, my sister, they're just like, oh my God. My family is just like, oh my God. They're just like, him and his mom were just like, oh, okay. I said, wait a minute. Do I need this kind of man? Because how could you not care about this type of situation? I'm telling you, like, this is going to be a bad situation. And you're telling me, you're just like, okay, I'm just going to click on my phone. I'm going to play games. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Which leads me to my next point. So the things that I learned from him was, do not be with a man and his mom is not a good woman. If she is not a good woman, you cannot, I repeat, run. It'll tell you all you need to know about that man. His mom to this day is mean. She's just mean. She's the person that she want her son to herself. That's all she care about. She just want her son to herself. So, I mean, the lesson is, you know, I married my husband. Now, my husband, he's the total opposite. He was the caregiver for his mom. He had a good relationship with his mom. His mom was a good woman. She was a good person. She's a woman of God. She was all those things. So I don't like to celebrate Mother's Day because I don't think it's that important. He didn't like to celebrate Mother's Day. He's like, well, what am I doing that for you? I don't even do that for my own mother. My husband is the total opposite. He's like, my mother was a single mom. I appreciated her being a single mom and taking care of her kid every day. Why can't you have Mother's Day? So from the time I was with him until now, I have to celebrate Mother's Day. So make sure that man has a good relationship with his mom. I don't know who need to hear that, but make sure that man has a good relationship with his mom. Make sure his mom is a woman of God. Make sure she's a good woman of God, because you can be a woman of God and be total opposite.
Nasty.
You know, it's sad. It's really sad. But make sure she's a woman of God, and that's the biggest lesson I learned. Do not be with a man with a woman, with a mother, and the woman is not that good. So that was like my biggest lesson, that he just didn't care. And the co-parenting was not good. And I was just like, I see why I ran. There was other stuff, I can't really talk about that on camera, but it was other stuff, and I just was like, I really dodged a bullet. And I was just like, okay, this is my moment that I realized I did the right thing by moving on.
I'm
Thank
glad you did it.
Yes,
Thank you for sharing.
So it's my turn. So I would say probably one of the hardest relationships was with my son's father. Not that things were all bad, but towards the end, I felt like I was in it and he wasn't. I was ready for growth and change. He just wasn't. I guess I wanted him to mature faster than what he was maturing. I wanted him to be, a family man once we had our kid, and it was like he wanted to be in the studio and be in the streets or whatever it is that guys do at that age. And so for me, I think that um, Rika pointed out, right, like a woman knows when they're done. For me, I was physically still there, but mentally and emotionally, I had out. I was over the relationship. I didn't have anything else to give the relationship. I tried for a lot of years because I was raised in a household with both parents. So I'm like, I want my son to have a 2-parent household. But then I got to a point where I realized that my happiness was more important than trying to stay in something that just wasn't meant to be, or it wasn't meant to work. And so I think I got to the point where it's like, I'd rather my son grow up and see his parents, have love for each other, but separately, versus staying in that thing and it just be arguing and fighting and just toxic. I didn't want to raise my son to think that it was okay for a woman to talk to a man like that, and vice versa, for a man to talk to a woman like that, because we're upset and emotions are high and emotions are flaring. And
That's so important. That is so important. I didn't want you to just gloss over that, because that's super important what those kids see and absorb.
And they're sponges and they absorb all of that. And so absolutely, when you start questioning who you are, and you have to and you start blaming yourself for stuff that's just not even your fault, it's time to go. And so for me, it was just like I wanted more for him than he wanted at that time. It was a really difficult relationship. We were together for about 8 years. Had a kid together. It was a lot. It was a lot. Yeah, it was a lot. We were together for about 8 years. We were together for about maybe 4 years before we had a kid, and it was like everything was great, and but I had to get out of that situation. I had to grow. I realized I was trying to take someone with me that wasn't ready. I was trying to take extra luggage and a carry on. It was like, baby, this trip you got to pick a fight. You just got to take what's yours. Take what what you can carry. You can't carry. And so that probably was one of my more difficult relationships, because again, I wanted my son to grow up in a 2-parent household, but and it took a while for us to co-parent. Like there was a time when I tell y'all I hated this man, like I hated him. And even relationships that he got in afterwards, it wasn't jealousy, it was more anger, because it was like I was trying to get you there. I was trying to get you to do the things that you are now currently doing, traveling and all
You for her.
stuff. And I'm like, oh, this
really?
I just did all the work for nothing.
Right.
Everybody can't come with your growth. Absolutely. And so it just, for me, was like, damn, dogs, are you going
That's how you feel?
solid, but it wasn't meant at that time. I learned a lot of stuff, co-parenting now. Oh, we're good.
I was just gonna ask that. How's the
So
co-parenting now?
I'll be ready to square up with them, be honest. But
Right.
co-parenting is like one of those things. It's a moving train. Like, you just gotta jump on where you can get on. We still have our moments, but the communication is a lot better. We can actually have a conversation, like a real conversation, and sit in the same room and not argue and not cuss at each other and not try to kill each other. So the relationship is definitely better now. But I mean, my son about to be 9, so we just now getting there.
It's a process, though. Dom, everything's a process.
So
and everybody's process isn't the same. Go ahead, big bro.
No, I was gonna say similar to what you just said. Everybody's maturation process is not the same either. And I think that we all know that men mature a lot slower than women. I was forced to mature quickly because of the responsibilities that was put on me early on. Full disclosure, I know Dom, son, father. I'd seen some things that were never none of my business, that I never spoke on. I never spoke to him. I never spoke to her because it just was none of my business. But to see them where they are now, especially for, I don't know if you ever said your son's name, so I won't. But for him, it's inspiring, right? Because to see where you guys were at to now, especially as a Black family, no matter how modern, because I don't like that whole broken family thing. So I like to go with, modern family. So no matter how modern your family is now, I see the growth and the maturation, and I see the respect and the love for your son, and how powerful that it is, that it trumped all of that other stuff, and you guys are still able to come to a point where you communicate effectively and trying to do what's best for your son. So I applaud both of y'all for the growth and where you guys are at now, because it's actually beautiful to see now. And again, probably because Dom and I hadn't spoken ever. Ever. and part of the reason why is because of him and I had developed a relationship, and I'm so transparency, and I never want anything to appear to be improper. I'm so cognizant of that when it comes to everything. And that just stems from me in my businesses where I have to deal with like 90% of Black women. And I've been in situations where my phone number was in their phone, and their husbands or boyfriends are calling like, sir, it's not that. But just to avoid any impropriety, Dom and I just didn't develop a relationship. But me seeing their growth and the respect level they have for each other, and the respect he has for me, getting to know me a lot better, is good now. He did cuss me out a little bit for having her on the show and not him yet. I'm like, bro, you don't have anything going on right now. Whenever you're ready, you got something going on, the door is always open. But the whole point to that diatribe was to say, I love to see how you guys have grown and what you're doing with your son.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It ain't been easy. But then I realized, the way this custody set up, if I go to jail, he got to go to him.
Yeah.
No. Orange don't look good on me, and neither do stripes.
Can I pick it off of that? Can I pick it back off of what you said? I'm on the other side of the co-parenting for reasons of, like, I can't say because I don't know who in here. But my child's father is not allowed to be alone with her. Let's just say that. So he's not at that maturity level. I appreciate that they're at that maturity level. I've only met him once, but he was very nice. Now, she told me about where they were before, and I love that they at this point. I love that from my nephew. I just want him to be happy. Now, for me, I'm on the total opposite. If I see this man, I might go to jail. real about it. That's how much, how can I say, bullshit that he has done to me. He has done to my husband. He has done to my daughter. It's okay that, you know, it don't go the way you want. Because for years, I mean, I was in court for like 6 years, going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I wasn't putting these petitions on me. He was putting them on me. So he had a point to make a punishment out of it. It was almost like, because you won't come back to me, I'm going to punish you. Not only am I going to punish you, I'm going to punish her too, because I just feel like it. So we're in year 6 or 7. He hasn't spoken to her since like 2020. And we were in court at that time. I had finally got to a point where I was like, I have to let this go. It's going to consume me if I keep trying to force him, force her, and it was like every step of the way. If you meet my daughter is very outspoken. I'm that way, so she's even a bigger outspoken person. She like, look, I don't want to deal with this man. You keep forcing it on me, and I don't want to do it. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. Because I'm forcing her. So it's okay that it don't work out to where y'all friends. I think we will never be friends. The things that he has done to me and the things that he has done in general will never be okay with me. And it ain't like I don't forgive him. I've totally forgiven him. It didn't work out. It didn't work out. But it's okay that the co-parenting relationship does not be that black household that you want, that you don't want that broken household, because in the blessing, I picked a better man. I prayed for a better man, a better male figure, because I was like, this one is messed up. I need a better one for her. So we just talked about that. I said, I made like a Sierra prayer. And I said, my first part of that prayer was a better role model. I don't want her to see a man that's inconsistent. So now she thinks that like he like Superman to her. Like, you can't tell her he can't fix something. When she come to him, she like, oh, I can fix it. If he say, she'd be like, but you can fix it though, right? You can fix it. So, you know, their relationship is that way. But it's okay if it don't work that way. You know, it's also okay. You know, let it go. Like, don't hold on to it. I am in year 2023. This started in 2018. I just got to year 2023 to say, you know what? It ain't work out. I tried. I can't with this man. This man wants to punish me so bad for leaving him alone. I can't do it no more. So, you know, on the flip side of that, you can walk away and be totally happy. And if you see them, it's just like, and I've seen him in so many instances where he just walk right past us. I don't even feel as angry as I used to. Like, that's the other side of the co-parenting, where you just learn to just be like, you know what? I'm gonna let it go. I ain't gonna hold no grudge against this man. But the other side is good too, but this side is awesome when you can just let it go and just be like, you know what? All right, he can go his way, I can go mine. I can live my life, he can live his. He's married now. I'm glad that headache ain't on me. That's it.
Right. Absolutely. Growth.
Sure.
So you Rika and my sister, you actually touched on kind of the next part of what I wanted to go into. The second question is, so we've had these tough relationships, stayed in them longer than we probably should have. Let's talk about the healing process. How easy, how hard, what did you have to do? Have you healed from it? Are you still going through that journey? Because, you know, when we talk about mental health and how these things relate, going through those breakups when you've been with a person for so long, or you've put your all into this person, or you've even, in a sense, lost who you were being with this person, can cause some mental anguish when it's all said and done. Whether you break up, they break up, you know, some people slip into depression, some people's anxiety skyrockets. Some people really just lose. They can't find their way. They don't know who they are without this person, no matter how good, bad, or indifferent the relationship was. So talk to me about the healing process and what that was like for you.
So, my girlfriend, so the cops came, put him out, boom. Then, my girlfriend was very candid and very, bold, if you will, and was like, you know, you keep attracting the same type of man. You wouldn't know what a good man would look like if he slapped you in the face. And I'm like, no, it's not that. Just chill out. She was like, you want something to take care of? We're gonna get you a cat. So I got a kitten. And
that's love.
Big bro, it's a whole. So got a kitten. I got a little house for it. I got all the glitz and glamour. She was like, "You want to spend your money? You spending on bum ass niggas? No, get the cat a princess castle and all this shit." So my cat had everything. Then and this leads into how I met Tim. Then we were driving and she was like, "Oh, there goes my cousin." Now Tim is in his work uniform on Brown Street, you know, looking like a snack. And,
West Side.
And we pulled up on him and she was like, "You know, this is my girlfriend, blah, 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 whatever." So we pull off and she like, "See, boo, that's a good man. He had his work clothes on. He spoke to you. Da, 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 da." So I'm like, okay, whatever. So this guy takes like 2 weeks to call me. So while I'm healing, Dom, you know, I'm not calling you because it's about me. Because at this point, I'm not tolerating anything but what's good for me. So at this point, Tim can't burp without saying excuse me because now I'm disrespected. Now I'm up in arms and he like, "Boo, you didn't went through all this shit with all these other people and now I can't burp without you. You're disrespectful. I'm a woman." Yeah, all that. Say excuse me. Like I'm not tolerating anything other than respect, love, and what I am deserving of. If you burp, say excuse me. And that's a joke that I tell women to just be like, I'm not tolerating anything other than what I am owed. You burp, say excuse me. Don't ever forget. Don't ever forget to do that. You know, so the healing process was really just loving me. I'm not tolerating nothing less. If he don't call you, he's just not that into you. His loss. You work, you don't have no kids, you're the bomb. And I had to tell myself that, you know, that's a little older, showing my age. But I had to tell myself that, like, yo, you're it. You're a catch. You don't have to settle. So he finally called. And, you know, I just really kind of put myself first. So that was my healing. Self-care, self-love. Self-care has been a journey for me. I fall off, I get back on, you know, but I have to remember no one's going to love me more than me and God.
Yeah.
So that's what that was.
Yeah. Shout out to Tim.
I mean,
I be about Tim. Yeah.
He's all right. Like
I'm a real one.
He's never physically abused me. He's so protective, and I don't get this part. So big bro, you can probably tap into it. He ran into the knucklehead who did whatever, and Tim is still like bothered by it. So I'm like, it was before you. I didn't know anything. We didn't know each other. Why, when you see him, do you want to like do something to him? Can you answer that, bro?
Not me.
So,
but it was before me. So like, just leave that. Like, it's not.
So, but listen, I mean, we hear you, and that's your perspective on it. But once you develop the kind of love you have for somebody, it's not as easy to let go of somebody hurting or abusing them or putting them in a position where you were in a position where y'all could have never met. Like at this point, Tim feels like this is it. This is my person. This is who I was waiting on. And this ignorant, disrespectful fucker almost took her away from me. And then beyond that, knowing somebody hurt somebody you love, it's not as easy to let go. And you could say it was before you. Point
that was
being,
my train of thought. Yeah.
So he has to feel like that, because at some point, regardless of how much healing you say you did, Tim couldn't burp without you feeling disrespected. Where does that come from? That man hurt you that bad. And he feels some type of way that somebody has that effect still on his woman. Now you can say, I don't believe in no such thing as fully 100% healed. Okay.
Me neither.
I just don't believe that. Right. Yeah. So we all still, it's for me, it's a never ending journey. Just like I feel like life's purpose is to always learn and experience. You never stop learning and you never stop having experiences. Right. I think that's what life is about. And to have somebody go through that life with you that you care so deeply about. And as a man, that nigga feel like he may have one up on you. Tim can't allow that. He can't allow that, because again, you're still triggered by some things that he did to you, whether you realize it or not. That's your person, that's your man, that's your fiance. You don't think he knows that? So in his mind, he like, yo, that bitch ass nigga gotta pay for that. You see what I'm saying? So, and it's not about whatever Tim does to that guy isn't going to take your triggers away. But you need to know, and it's Tim's job to make you feel safe as well. So he need to carry it like that to say, yo, I would fuck, but like, because you need to feel safe, because if you were ever out in public, that man should never ever have any power over you, your situation, or whoever you with in the streets. So Tim got to carry it like that, because if I'm with Tim and we see the nigga and Tim want to jump, we going to jump. Because at the end of the day, you are the love of his life. And again, violence is not the answer. It's never the answer. Okay. I don't condone it. Point is, where I grew up, if Tim jumped, I don't have a choice but to jump, or me and Tim got to fight. I don't want to fight my brother.
No, but I appreciate
Tim is mature enough. Tim is mature enough to know if he see him, it really ain't about nothing. We might check him, but it really won't go no further unless he's disrespectful. But he needs to make sure you feel safe, and that person can never hurt you again. That's his job to make sure you feel that way. That's part of his job as a man, to make sure you feel protected and safe while you with him. So he's supposed to feel like that. Past or not, it doesn't matter.
Well, biggest, if you made a good point about never truly healing, going through the healing process.
Yes.
How to begin to heal in air quotes from that relationship that you told us about earlier.
So I'm gonna tell you something, ladies. Don't let these men fool you out here thinking we not sick, or we not hurt, and our stomach don't hurt, or we not going through it, or we not emotional. Men are very emotional, if not as emotional as women. We just do a better job at hiding it from you guys. Okay, that's number one. We go through a process. Now, our process, y'all process. I saw this on, I don't know what social media before, but it was like the stages of the breakup for men and women. Like immediately the woman is hurt and sick, and like she in the house, she's crying with the ice cream and the tears, and she don't know what's going on. And she might make the call to see if she can make it work, or even if she's done, she's hurt immediately. Men, we gotta fake like we don't have feelings, because society says we not, especially black men. Society says we aren't supposed to have feelings. We can't cry. We can't be emotional. So we feel like it's on to the next. So we partying and we happy, and while y'all going through it. And I believe this to be 100% true, because it was my experience. Immediately after a breakup, I just threw myself into work, into having fun. Right. The next part of that series of pictures was that the woman started to get herself together. She said, I'm going to the gym. I'm going to make me love me and feel good about me. And that's what she did. She started to look a lot happier and healthier. Then the nigga stomach started hurting, and he started reaching back. Like, yeah, then we go through the emotional trauma, because we see you guys like, well, wait a minute. She not devastated that I'm not with her? Some men actually get off on that. So ultimately, for me, I just needed to say that men hurt just as bad as women when it comes to a breakup. We just do a better job at hiding it, and we do a better job of I'm about to break guy code, but we do a better job of keeping those things on the back burner. Simmer. You ladies, that's why it hurts so much when y'all cheat. Now, and again, I had this I think it was one of the shows before I left for vacation, but the topic came up like, can women cheat and not be emotionally attached? Well, for me, that's that's like yeah, I feel like men can absolutely cheat without no strings attached and have no emotional attachment. Now, I was informed that women can do the same thing. I get it, but traditionally speaking, and I feel like, in my opinion, majority of the time, for a woman to cheat on a man, she has to be infiltrated mentally and emotionally. And for a nigga to have that much time to infiltrate your woman's mind and get that emotional attraction where she feels comfortable giving her body, you already lost a player. You done. Like she gone already. So breakups, now I'm gonna speak from a personal standpoint, from me and how I handle breakups. I don't really handle them well at all, and that's mainly because the last one I had was with my kid's mom, and I didn't want it, right? But I knew I wanted better for me, but I also knew I wanted my family. Like I love, everything about the two-parent household, but I also realized it wasn't healthy, and I can't do right by my kids and expose them to things that are detrimental to them mentally and emotionally in the long run. So, the breakup for me was hard in the sense that life the dynamics changed forever, honestly, because that dream. Now, mind you, this is how serious I was about wanting that whole family dynamic. I had my first kid at 33. All of my friends were becoming grandparents at that point. Kind of like, and me, I was just having my first one. My sisters had grown kids at that point, and I'm just having my first because I was so protective, and I wanted that so bad. I didn't want to be the statistic. I never wanted to be a baby daddy. So for me, the condom was king. I didn't want to make no mistakes, no slip ups. I didn't want to do any of that because I knew when I had kids, I wanted to have a family. But life has a funny way of showing you that you cannot control anything. You control nothing. And that was a hard lesson learned. So for me, that breakup was a lot deeper because what I had dreamed of was coming to an end. It was over. So I don't think I've ever really healed from that 100% because I just don't think you can. But therapy and my podcast helped because um I became aware of the fact that it's okay to co-parent. Like that's a real thing and a successful thing if done right. And I always say Tiffany Ann and Mike, so Mike is younger than me, but he was a father before I was. And I learned a lot about being the dad, watching him and learning from him. And then to see, him go through a divorce and the way that they co-parent is so amazing. I'm still learning from them too. That's why I love Tiff and Mike because I learned so much from them. Um, as being a man, right? It didn't matter that they're younger than I am, but they had the experience and they were showing me what the possibilities and the dynamics could be with just a little bit of work, some great communication and some understanding. So the way I began to heal was to begin to what I always do, turn it into work, turn it into like some sort of entrepreneurial project. Like what's the ins, what's the outs, where the examples exist, where is the successes, where is the failures, how can I improve upon those? And I just did those things. From the outside looking in, I might look crazy to some people the way I figured it out or the way it works for me currently, but it works. And I take pride in having those examples in my life that I can refer to. Again, I took some stuff from Dom and her situation, right? And you pick up bits and pieces wherever you can because the more you know, not like that saying is so underrated, but knowledge truly is power. And I don't think we respect that phrase enough, that knowledge is power. And the more knowledge that I gained on the topic, watching different people that I had access to in my life, the better I became, the better father I became, the better human being I became. Because now for me is watching relationships. Because now that I feel like the triggers that I experienced in that relationship don't affect me as bad. And I'll equate it to taking, losing somebody, right? That initial shock of losing, like me now, I'm still like in shock, losing my mom. My birthday just passed March 9th, and This is the first time in 45 years my mom couldn't pick up the phone and sing to me happy birthday. I had some other people step in and do it, which was awesome, but it just wasn't mine. But I felt the same way when I lost my little brother. It's not that I don't think about both of them every day. It's just that I learned to deal with the loss of my brother a little bit differently. I came up with coping mechanisms. I came up with mental adjustments when I think about him to only think about very specific times that made me happy instead of thinking about him being lowered into the ground. And I think it's the same for relationships. You never forget those emotions and those feelings and those lessons and those experiences that you took from that relationship, traumas and all. But what you do learn to do is figure out mechanisms and you put fail safes in place so they don't affect you like they did. And the most important thing that I think people underrate as well is you have to do the work. You have to, and when I say do the work, Tim about to make me cry. Donut was one of my best friends. When I say do the work, I don't mean jump right into another relationship with another person. I'm talking about therapy. And if therapy isn't for you, try a little honesty. Get in front of that mirror and try a little honesty, because when we break up with people, a lot of times, especially nowadays, we run to social media and we like to put up this front like, oh, fuck that nigga or fuck that bitch. They was toxic and this, that, and the other thing. And I'm better now. And so they put all the blame on these other people. And I was super guilty of that. But when I looked in the mirror and I stripped away everything, I had to take accountability for the shit that was on me, good, bad, or indifferent, because you can't take that same stuff into the next relationship.
Right.
My biggest lesson that I took from that relationship and what helped me heal the most is be as fucking transparent as you can with the next one. Do not rob people of their options. I'm gonna stop talking because I could talk about this shit forever, but do the work for yourself, strip away, take accountability for your. It doesn't matter if that person cheated on you. That was my situation. And I had to understand that I played the role in that. A lot of people like to say, oh no, that fuck is a piece of shit. They cheated on me. How the fuck am I responsible? I figured out why I was responsible for that, because I began to neglect.
You checked out. Yeah.
Exactly. But again, I was justifying it like, yeah, I'm supposed to love my daughter. What are you talking about?
Right.
But that don't mean I was supposed to love her any less or neglect her anymore. So I got to take accountability for my role in that. And I had to learn. And it's not easy. Folks, it is not easy. Please understand, it is not fucking easy. But if you do it, I promise you, you're setting yourself up for the next forever love, if that's what you want.
Because you never, so it's always a learning experience, each situation. And again, big bro, I like what you said. You won't take anything other than the good and what you learned into the next one, and that's all that matters. The lesson that was learned.
Jimbo say sometimes it really is the other person's fault. So
God damn it, Jim.
And he's right though, because there are some situations that I got to see. I had a front seat to, and I'm just like, that person is like, I'm glad you got out of that kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah. But go ahead, Reek. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just piggybacking off of what you were saying, and I agree with it. Like, I take the lessons, like, like you said, I didn't even realize that was a thing, me not tolerating certain things. Like, babe, like opening my door. Like, I'm not opening this door. But 12 years ago, I was being slung around the bathroom like a rag doll, and really didn't have that respect or that self-love I had for myself to not tolerate such behavior. But here it is now, 12 years in. I'm not going for that. We're not
Yeah.
doing it.
So wait, let me say this. Don't settle,
Oh, absolutely
but
not.
at the same time, give each other grace.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah,
we all are human.
Mm-hmm.
And some days I mean, me personally, a lot lately. I
yeah,
haven't been on no A game. I haven't been on top of business, if I'm being honest. Like a lot of things, a lot of shit just falling apart around me.
Mm.
I'm just being honest. A lot of shit is just falling apart around me, and I'm not my best self. But there are people in my life who care to make sure that Shannon, take the trip.
Mm-hmm.
Like you need this.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
The day before I went away was such an emotionally fucked day that I considered not doing anything. Like it's so many things. It felt like every dark cloud or every cloud in my life that was bright just went dark.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm grateful for the people who give a shit around me who told me, like, nah, we not letting that happen, sir. We not letting that happen. We not letting, like, sir, get your shit together. Jasmine, definitely, sir. I'm not going for that. Like, come on, let's go.
That's dope. Yeah.
My Uncle Larry, when I got to the ATL, my cousin Mark, we call him Saint. Tiffany Ann, she's a big proponent, like, yo, get the fuck out of here. You deserve it. Stop letting these, like, so at the end of the day, Angry OG was another one, like, bro, come on, cut the shit. Like, be out. Like, there ain't nothing that can't wait till you get back.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm forever grateful because at the end of the day, when I tell you I needed that, because I do so much, like I'm just responsible for so much shit. Like, and I need help, and I recognize I need help. That's me being honest with myself. So many people around me that I bring into my circle that are very helpful, but I won't use those people to actually help me accomplish the goal for everybody. So that's got to change. And I recognize that. But I'm grateful for everybody who's around me, who's encouraging me to, just get up and do it. Like, you need to be a little more selfish and start doing shit for you so that you can continue to be or on the path to that greatness you striving to be. Shout out to Dom too. Dom didn't know what I was going through. She's like, yeah, I'm having a party. You coming, right? I know you coming. No, you got to come. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I'm coming. She had no clue what was going on in my life that day. But she was so excited and was like, no, you know you coming. I'm gonna send you all the information because it's going down. It's hot girl summer. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, how can I not be affected by that? You know what I mean? Creamy, while I was away, and like little shit to me. Like, people be expecting, like, they think it take these huge gestures or these grandioso gestures to fucking have an effect on people, or to make them feel better, or to help them out. Nah, Creamy made a post about my website, about the shea butter, had it on all her social media. If I could tell you how much that made my day, fucking reek. Look, big bro, I know you got a lot going on, but I'm feeling neglected. I'm just telling you I'm good and I love you. Me and Tim love you, but hit me back when you can. I have real life people around me who love me. Jump man, I can't tell y'all what we talk about on air, but
He's out of control, and I don't even want to know what y'all talk about.
Listen, right. Jimbo is one of my favorite people on the planet. My little brother is
out of control.
Listen, he's not out of control. He very much know what he's doing.
Jimbo. I love Jimbo.
But the thing about Jimbo is he don't know how to. He don't know no other way to present it. He only can give it to you the way he know how.
He's being himself.
Some of the conversations we have, man, I love Jimbo. I'm, like I said, I'm just blessed. Even Poppy will hit me with some super crazy deep ass shit, and I'll be like, oh, I gotta rethink my whole life. Fuck, like, but the people, I'm blessed to have the people I have. Tim, this nigga out his bed, like, all right, I'm gonna come get you from the bus. All right, bro. He fell asleep. He woke up like, shit, nigga, I fell
But
asleep.
we got you there.
But they got me there. But the point I'm trying to make is I have amazing people around me who love me. I just don't use them. I just don't lean on them. And I really need to actually take advantage of these beautiful people I have around me. And I'm vowing to do that.
That's dope. That's a part of healing. I agree.
Yeah.
I love that.
She
truly is creamy. He is.
I appreciate. Look, Jim. Look what he talking about.
Hot girl summer. See, that's the shit, Jim.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. A hot girl summer. You see it. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Dom, you said you about to do what now?
Have a hot girl summer. You better not hit that button. You better not. I knew you was gonna do it. I knew it. Anyway, all right, sis. Healing.
I'm sorry. I went on the. Go ahead, sis.
That was good.
Go ahead.
That was appropriate. Yep.
We don't have enough black men be that transparent, so we needed that for the culture. This is about us as black and brown.
Jimbo, if I tell this how retarded Jimbo is, and I mean that in the most endearing way. But if I tell Jimbo it's a problem, I need you to shoot a nigga. All right, where he at? Like, what he look like? Send me a picture. Like, I would never put my little brother in no danger. As a matter of fact, I'm about to cuss his ass out because I sent him some get money information and he ain't called me back. Yes, but sis, I'm muting my mic right now. Go ahead.
I would say my healing journey was a little bit different because I didn't have the right people around me. And it took me a long time to realize I didn't have the right people. Yes, I'm married, but he has no kids. So he kind of didn't understand how it was to heal with a child and still leave that very, very crazy situation. So I couldn't really particularly lean on him as much as I could have. I'm more of an independent person, so I kind of had to deal with it myself because all the people around me, they pretend like life is just perfect and it's great and it's not. And I'm like, I'm drowning. I recently came out of a deep depression because of still dealing with, I guess, the PTSD from that because of the things that I've gone through for like the past 6 years. It's not easy. It's not easy fighting somebody in court and going through the situation that I was in. It was really deep. It was really bad. It was really traumatizing. It was just really horrible. I mean, I can't express how bad it was. I had to realize that I was too passive in that situation. Yeah, they were wrong, but I was too passive. I was too nice. I was too caring. I was just too sensitive to somebody who ain't give a fuck about me.
That's the key.
I realized I need to stop trying to fix. Here we go again. When they ain't got a good woman in their life, they don't understand how to respect other women. So they didn't know how to respect me, so I had to let that go.
Thank you.
She is.
I got to heal from that, from being so nice. So in turn, it took me a couple years to get out of being a bitch. So I was mean for a couple of years, and I sat in that. And then people was dying around me, and it got worse. And then it finally got better. I think I'm finally at a point where I could say like, oh, okay, I'm being myself again. I'm not as angry about that situation. I was too nice. I need to get away from it. I shouldn't have been that vulnerable to where I let that person get to me like that. I should have been more like, no, I deserve better type of thing. Or I knew I deserved better, but I was like, nah, I want to be nice. I'm still that way. Dom always tell me like, you're too nice. And I'm like, well,
don't you believe Dom now? Dom is she got these people
nice.
fooled. She got these people fooled. Okay, Dom is
nice,
savage.
but I don't want to be myself. If I'm myself, it's going to be bad. So I'm like, I try to give people the benefit of doubt. Now I'm going back to the point where I'm juggling being mean and I'm juggling being nice. So I'm like, I'm trying to work on the balance of it all. So I think healing now, I think this year is finally like my year of healing. And I'm going back to my nice self.
That's dope.
That's
your
it.
Authentic self.
Yes, my authentic self.
I love it. Yeah, first of all, sometimes she be too nice. I said what I said. And I don't be liking that for her because I be ready to pull up. Like, what you say? Like, you want me to stab somebody? Like, because we can go to jail together. I got to
stab somebody. Wow.
I'm just saying.
Long as they know.
Like,
I'm trying to tell y'all get the nice side of her because she crazy. Y'all don't believe me. Stop being so nice to people that are hurting us because we're really hurting ourselves. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. It gets like that sometimes when you're trying to find who you are. Absolutely. Definitely a journey. So for me, my healing journey, it was long. Unfortunately, there was a kid. Fortunately, unfortunately, there was a kid involved. So I feel like that healing or moving forward process had to happen sooner than maybe I wanted to. Like, so I had to sit in it. I had to feel all those emotions, that anger, that frustration, that sadness, that, oh, I lost myself, that, oh, I wasted my time, oh, I gave you all these years. I think once I sat in it and like truly sat in it and felt it, but then I realized like I got this kid depending on me. Because for a long time it was just me and the kid. Like it wasn't like me, kid, and dad. It was just like I gotta pull teeth to get you to do stuff, and this your kid. Like we made this. This is not an immaculate conception. I am not married, nigga. You are not Joseph. I mean, but you know, I didn't just wake up and here we were.
Right.
So you know, for me, I had to like kind of sit in it, feel it, but still keep moving. Like BigExclusive mentioned, like staying busy. That was me. Like I'm a new mom. You know, I've never done this before. The kid needs stuff. There were behaviors where he was starting to act out, and I thought, like, okay, these are correlated and related to, you know, unfortunately, his father not being here. So now I'm the one on the phone with the schools. They calling me. I'm leaving work early. Like I'm at these meetings. I'm going to schools after I get off, then work the 8-hour shift and dealt with people all day. So for me, I feel like I had to sit in it, but I couldn't sit in it as long as I probably should have, because I'm like, I have this little person depending on me. But I think that once you sit in it and you feel those emotions and like truly feel them, not try to mask them with other things like, oh, I'm fine or I'm okay. You're not. Like you feel like crying, just cry. Like you feel angry, just be angry.
Right.
I agree. See, now when I said that, y'all said I was being cocky when I said I was the prize, but that's another conversation.
I was there for it, Dom. I remember that day.
Oh, Jimbo.
Listen, we can pick up that conversation.
We could do a part.
I stand on what I said. Now
I stand on what I said. Y'all know I stand firm with what I say. I don't backpedal.
See how greasy she got to say it though.
I'm just saying.
See how greasy she got. Look how hard she had to go.
It's passionate. It's not greasy. She's passionate about what she said. She said what she said.
Last week, when a Black woman is assertive or firm or holds her boundaries and insert them, y'all think they're being aggressive.
They're being aggressive.
Passion. It's passion behind it.
It's passion. Yep. Expressive.
Yeah.
Jimbo, see what you done did, Jimbo. Jimbo, see what you done did.
What is getting air for it? Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Tiff. Let me just say, shout out to Tiff. Tiff is.
Oh, he did not say you're cocky.
I'll be there too. You can't come on.
Damn.
Because last week, child, I said, what is going on?
Shout out to Tiff. Absolutely amazing. All in the comments. Sharing.
Definitely amazing.
Is an amazing person. Tiff, we gotta go to Budokan, boo. We owe the dinner date. We supposed to be going to Budokan soon. So let me know. But that was the process. Let's make it a whole network thing. I'm always down for. Listen,
damn, why I got to be a network thing? I was just trying to do. Never mind.
It could be the three of us first. Yeah, we're gonna talk some business, okay? And then I'm gonna go sit at the bar by myself and get drinks because I'm having a hot girl summer. So anyway, don't hit the button. But that was my thing. I had to sit in it. I had to feel it. I had to go through it. And I think because I actually sat with it and dealt with it, I did therapy for a period of time. Even talking to clients who have like went through that and realizing like it's not just you, like other people are going through this, other people have been through this, and the same grace that you give to these clients that you service, the same advice, or I don't really give advice, I say I don't give advice, the same suggestions that you give to these people, you have to take heed to what you're saying. And so for me, that is kind of how I've been healing through it. Like I said, leave me alone, light skin. There are still times, like I said, where I want to square up, I want to fight. But it's not bad. Don't do.
Don't lie. I'm still on my errand journey. I want to fight.
I mean, there are still moments where I want, but I realize, like I said, BigExclusive can attest to this. Like there is so much growth between us that I'm just like, wow, you really. And I realize even now with some of the stuff that pisses me off that he does, I'm like, just gotta learn to pick your battles, baby. Learn to pick your battles. My son got his own phone. I don't gotta talk to this nigga if I don't want to. I will put you on the block list. You can just talk to the boy. You don't need to talk to me. We don't need to have.
I gotta grow up. I want a fair one.
First of all,
what y'all mean? Y'all don't need to talk now. That's a whole nother topic, and I'm gonna let it go.
We talk about the stuff that's important, but when it gets to a point where it's like he's not listening to what I'm saying, or I've shut down and I'm not listening, still growing.
All right, now
trying to fight with my words. It's hard. I want to fight with my.
I sent
way to save it, Jimbo. There you go, Jimbo. That shit gonna be 62, Jimbo. Jimbo, you made it hotter than I thought it was gonna be. I was around 55.
You
hater. 55. Y'all ain't shit.
No, don't do that.
Not okay.
It is not okay. Don't do that. Don't just spoil my. I got concerts and roots picnics and shows.
That's it. And short shorts with the cheeky shorts. That's
just an active summer. That ain't no hot girl summer. You know what them hot girls be out here doing? You know what them hot girls really be out here doing? That's your sister. I expect you to say that. That's your sister.
You think I'm about to put?
I told her I'm coming, but she told me I can't do but so much. But I'm coming. I'm gonna have a hot married girl summer.
You can do everything. You can do everything she doing. Okay, stop the cap. You can do everything she doing because it ain't hot girl. It's just an active summer.
Watching me.
It's an active summer. Okay.
She gonna be watching me because she older. So you know.
Be going with your lukewarm girls.
You know what? And now I like you too, Jimbo. Like shit list. Like that I want to
line it up.
I'm trying to get flued out and all that stuff. What you talking?
Flued out, yes, ma'am.
I get flued out.
Yes, ma'am.
I gotta do it in my DM right now, looking for a shit baby.
Period.
You ain't flying no fucking way.
That's how you get kidnapped. Right.
You ain't flying nowhere.
You actually right.
A light simmer.
No.
All right. I'm just saying.
Stop it. You gonna have listen. Just rephrase it, Dom. You're gonna have a fun summer. It's not a hot girl summer. Hot girls out here doing hot girl things. You just gonna have a fun-filled, activity-ridden summer. That's it.
Single summer. Fun-filled single summer.
Yes. I'll take that. Out there it is. I'll take that. That's what you're gonna have.
I ain't
there you go. That's it right there. You not fitting to have. I know you. You're not about to have no hot girl summer.
Jake the Stallion still my coach though. Like I'm gonna be getting these knees together. I'm gonna work on it. Okay, I'm gonna have these making knees. You know, close to the 40, but I'm gonna have these making knees. Saying.
Uh-oh.
Y'all not just let me live my best.
Jimbo says only a 2-hour drive. Oh, everybody DMs popping, huh?
And that's what I'm saying. Be a sugar baby for $5,000 a week. Okay? Just saying.
Get into it.
They got ebooks to get $40K a week.
You're not doing that either.
Yes,
I keep my feet done. I be on fans real quick, showing some toes. Don't play with me.
Baby website.
For sure. When shit get rough, you definitely got to sell those feet pics. For sure.
feed pics again. Shannon is tired of us.
Yeah, it's a time.
20K pick. I mean, I don't see what's wrong with OnlyFans.
It's way too much cap going on right now. It's way too much cap going on.
This year, so.
Hey Jim, that's right. Diabetic babies, sugar babies. She look. It sounds cool to say in front of these people. You ain't doing none of that.
There, I can show y'all the DM now. The DM is there.
No. I believe that. I'm sure it exists.
I don't know what
but you're not about to bite or indulge in none of that shit.
You're absolutely right, because I ain't giving up no damn sugar. You absolutely right. I ain't giving up no sugar. You can just give me the 5K weekly because I'm pretty. That's it. That's
the conversation is
the hot girls is listen.
No, they not all of them.
Yeah.
This shit about giving up no sugar and they getting 20.
That's what I'm saying.
You believe that?
Sugar.
Yeah. I got a bridge. I'd like to say it. I got a bridge. I like to say.
You can look on YouTube and there's girls that show you how to get the money.
All right, so listen, that's again what we was specifically just talking about was sugar babies. Sugar babies is giving up the sugar for the money.
No, they not no more.
You see, what you talking about is scammers. Okay, yeah, I got it. A scammer. I'm talking about scammer.
If I look good on your arm, I want 20 bands. Why not?
They not sugar babies.
Where's my button?
Not the button.
Escorts. I guess they escorts. They call them sugar babies escorts. I don't know.
She be a little naive sometimes, BigExclusive. I be trying to tell you, she be a little naive, just a little bit.
I mean, they might be. I don't know, but someone
she out here speaking from a married woman perspective. We can't talk about her.
Listen, I've been out the game for so long. I don't know what's going on no more.
And she believe anything. She believes anything.
No. Listen, I've been out the game for like 6-8 years. I don't know.
It's gonna be all summer. Yes, it is. Booty shorts all summer. Yes, it is. Period. That's all I'm saying. That's it.
Why?
That's how they go. That's how dudes gonna be. They gonna be shooting a shot.
Listen.
The DMs is open. Know what I choose to answer different. Don't do that.
Heard what she said.
Don't do that.
What I do?
I heard that noise.
Oh, you heard it?
Maybe nobody else heard it. I heard it. Don't do that. All right. So anyway, back to the show. All right. So we talked about our.
See, she said 17 years. Listen, it's been like 11. I want to square up. I'm sorry. I just do.
It's a high place in heaven.
Pray for me.
That's all I'm saying. You seen it. You know. All right. Anyway. So.
Yo, what?
This don't be the fun part for me. This part don't be fun for me because I can't really participate in this kind of stuff.
Sorry.
Yeah, so
poor stink.
I'm gonna sit here.
Sunday. There we go.
Huh?
I'll make you a plate on Sunday.
Cool. That's swell.
Swell is the word of the evening.
So swell.
All right, so we've talked about some of our not so pleasant relationships, staying in them longer than we should have, and the healing journey that we all are on. I appreciate you guys so much for coming.
No, hold on. We got a little bit of time left. I got questions.
Oh, we have?
If you don't mind. If you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
Tiff, I want to play. I'll bring macaroni and cheese. Hey, say that then. I'm fitting to have me a delicious motherfucking.
And I got 4 bottles of tequila and some wine. So listen, y'all let me know.
So, well, damn. What the fuck?
4 bottles of tequila. That's a lot.
She sounds stressed. So all right. So we have someone here who's married. How long you been married? 8 years, you said?
I've been with him for 8. I've known him all my life, but I've been married for 6 years.
You've been married for 6. That was, you ain't had to do all that. Just the number of years was good. 6 years.
Don't play me like that.
No, like everybody can't get a plate, man.
Yeah, that ain't
Listen,
Yeah,
I'm obligated to a plate first.
I can't do nothing about that. That's your sister. Like you could tell
I'm
her
sorry.
not to give
I
me
want
one, and I'd be fucked. So you more than welcome to have a plate.
Listen, and Shannon,
Married
but
6 years.
if you think I could cook, my sister cooked better than me. So you gotta get in the family plate.
Nah. You know.
I cook better than both of y'all put together. So listen,
all right,
she's been married 6 years. Reek is a fiance, right? And Dom's single.
Yes.
So we got every stage. You say hot girl summer one more time. Say it one more time. Go ahead. Say it. Say it. Say it one more again.
DMs and greens. Both.
Say it one more again. I promise I won't have you sweating this time. Yeah, them fucking oxtails. That shit burnt.
Hot oxtails. I hate when people don't make it hot.
Just make it hot.
I like mine a little spicy.
Tiff, you know what? I don't know why I put that up there. My bad. DeAndre not having no hot girl summer either.
DeAndre had to put it in them comments.
Y'all about to have some lukewarm. Y'all need to stop. I'm not putting no more of those kind of comments up. I was saying that to say we got every stage on the screen. We got single, we have a fiance, and we have someone who's married, right? So I want each one of y'all to give advice at the stage that you're at. So Dom, give some advice for single women. If you say hot girl summer, I promise you.
God damn.
I promise you it's gonna be beef. Okay. But I wanted to go backwards. I want the married young lady to go first. Because I want her to, give advice on, how to keep a relationship and more importantly, a marriage going. Then I want Reek. If I'm not taking over your show. I just had these questions because I want people to learn something and get something from this. So Reek, I want you to talk about the process of maturing that relationship to a serious commitment, and you know what I mean, what you felt like needed to happen between y'all for y'all to go there. And then Dom, I want you to talk about, don't say it's fentanyl and pee in the dating pool, and don't say hot girls. We established that. We talked about that earlier, right? Okay, we did, right? We was yelling across the street. Yes. Yeah, we yell across the street from time to time. But I want you to talk about how to prepare to be single and be okay with being single, and the process and what they should be asking for when you meet somebody new.
Good question.
All right, so we're gonna go with the married young lady first.
My biggest lesson I learned recently, I always say I'm kind of like the nigga in the relationship because I'm not. My husband is like out loud. If you meet him, he is more out loud than I am. I'm just like, I don't want you touching me. I don't want to say that. I don't feel like talking. I would say my biggest thing is communicate. Open your mouth. Ain't nothing off limits. If you feel like it's a problem, it's a problem. If you feel like you got to say it, you got to say it. Also, something I see in a lot of women, this is something I'm going to take this from an old head, my mom. My mom is 64 years old. She said, my biggest thing I got a problem with women today, they don't know their place in a marriage. You need to know your place as a woman. She said, I never got married, but this is my advice to you. Know your place as a woman. Stop trying to be the man. I see a lot of women be like, oh, well, I can't depend on my man. He can't do this for me. He can't do that. But if he a man that's providing, ain't he supposed to provide? Why work 2, 3, 4 jobs if your husband is willing to provide? You have to sit down sometime and realize it's not my place as a woman. I need to sit down and mind my business. I was so used to being that outspoken person before. When I met my husband is aggressive. He's like, ain't gonna be none of that. That's not what type of man I am. Ain't the type of nigga I am. So I had to learn to shut up and be like, okay, if he say he gonna pay that bill, if he say it's gonna get handled, give me 2, 3, 7 days, he handle it. I need to learn to let him do that. So it took me a while to get to like, oh, okay, I know my husband's gonna handle it. Because before I'd be like, he a little sketchy. Is this nigga really gonna pay it, or I might have to hustle and bustle, do what I gotta do? I had to learn my place. The biggest point is to learn your place. Also, don't be a nag. Don't nobody want to come home and hear you talk. Shut up. This me being my authentic self. This me being my authentic self. Shut up sometimes. Just be quiet. If he say something, sometimes listen. If you got something to say after that, go ahead and say it. But a lot of times, shut up. Don't fight with no nagging ass wife.
Right.
So that would be like my 3 pieces of advice of a married woman.
Can I? I need to turn this all the way up because you was just dropping. Can I just hit the? Thank you. All right, here we go. The lovely Reek.
All right now, so what I would suggest is to, again, I'm piggybacking off of my sis who just spoke. Let a man be a man. When my healing process started, Tim and I started to be friends first. And that was different for me. I'm normally, we people go into relationships, you, my man, we're dating, that's what it is. So with this particular relationship with him after the abuse, he suggested we be friends. And so I think that was important, being friends first. And then I feel like there was one other thing that was, letting him be a man. So Tim, when he goes out, it may be after his, after I'm settled, after his son is settled, and then he goes out, he's part of a club. So I let him do that. They go away, they do different things. There's trust in our relationship. So I'm okay with him having his thing. That's his thing. It's important to give a man their time. Tim and I do a lot together, a lot. But it's so important to let a man have their space. If he wants to go to the after hour, go to the after hour. That involves him coming home at like 3 a.m, maybe 4 a.m. But he didn't leave until 1. You understand what I'm saying? So it's okay. I'm well rested. I'm in the bed. Our son is taken care of. The people in his community, if you will, know that he doesn't do anything without making sure his family's okay. So there's a balance. So part of healing, there's a balance. Let him be a man, and if he's taking care of home, then it's okay. Like, let them be who they are. I think that has helped this relationship a lot. We do things together, but he is allowed to be a man. You have to and whatever that means to your man. If he likes playing baseball, let him go get on the baseball team or go watch baseball with his homies or go do this with them. He needs a separate, because the relationship is a lot. I ask a lot. I need a lot. I require a lot of attention. So he needs to go out and do his thing. That's my advice. Let them have their time, their space. So yeah, that's what I got.
Hold on, Rick. Hold on. Let me give you your flowers, because yeah. Yes, some more. All right, fingers crossed. Here we go. Miss Melanated Vibrations herself, the lovely, beautiful, vivacious, lukewarm.
Yeah.
Not. I got my words I can't say. Seriously, so for me, just getting out of a 4-year relationship and now a single person, I would say to know who you are. A lot of times we get in relationships and we lose ourselves in the relationship, and we lose ourselves. And I think being single helps you find yourself. Finds out who you are, what it is you like, what you don't like, what's your non-negotiables, kind of like what we talked about last week with the boundaries. I have a list of non-negotiables, that things I'm just not willing to settle for when I do get back in a relationship, whenever God sends me that person. And then there are things that I am willing to compromise for the greater good of the relationship. As a single woman, I would say or just, you know, as a single woman, enjoy life. Again, life is very short. Enjoy the time that you have. Love on yourself. Love who you are. Love what you see when you look in the mirror. Tell yourself affirmations every single day that you are worth it, and that when God is ready, he is going to send you the person that you are meant to be with. Like I said, know what it is that you want, what you don't want. Make sure you are enjoying life. Make sure you are having fun. Make sure that those red flags that you see when you're in the dating process, that spirit of discernment, that gut feeling, those butterflies that we get, listen to those. You know, I made a joke with Shannon earlier. I was just like, you know, I'm all down for a free meal and a drink. You know, that's what dating is, right? You go out, you get meals, you get drinks. But in all seriousness, if I have a feeling about something, or there's a red flag, or there's something like, I don't like this, I don't give a shit how free the meal is, how good the drinks is at this place, I'm not going. So making sure that you listen to yourself, listen to what your mind is telling you, listen to what your body is telling you, what your heart is telling you. You are not healed from that previous situation, or not even going through the healing process where things triggers for you, you're still angry. Take the time you need you to really know what it is that you want from yourself, what you require of you, and so that you can tell that person when they come into your life what you require of them. Create a list of non-negotiables if you do not have one. These are things that I am just absolutely not willing to negotiate. And again, these are things that I'm willing to compromise. But enjoy the single life. There is someone for everyone. Maybe you just have not met your person yet. But when it is meant for you to have them, they will come around. Um, but just enjoy life. Life is too short to be held up and to lose yourself in other people. I remember watching this interview with Jada Pickett. This was before the Will Smith thing, but she made a statement, and it's so profound to me, and I carried it with me. She said, before, you know, she was just known as Jada Pickett Smith. So she was Will Smith's wife and Willow and Jaden's mother, and she was a musician, and she was an actress, and she was all of those things. And she said she lost herself being all of these things to all these other people, that she lost who she was. She said, but before I was a wife and I was a mother and I was a this and I was that, I was just Jada Pickett. And so for me, I am learning through this single life back to loving on me, loving on myself, grounding myself, and knowing what I am willing to tolerate and not willing to tolerate going forward from any man that chooses to date me or be in a serious relationship. So.
Dime, this one's for you.
See, and I ain't say nothing about having a lukewarm summer.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you almost messed it up with that Jada John. Though you brought it back though.
Not a
The
fan
context of that John was kind of crazy. I was like, wait a minute, where's she going with this now?
I said Will Smith.
But you capped it. You capped it at the right spot. So if I'm allowed, let me talk to the fellas for a second.
Yes.
Right. So fellas, what I need you guys to understand is that it's easy to say, and I'm only going to talk to the fellas in our community, because I am a fella in our community. It's easy to say Black women are angry, they hard-headed, they don't listen, they not submissive. But what I'm going to ask you fellas to do is think about your previous 3 relationships and what happened with that person. Now realize that same thing happened with the woman that you're now trying to date. A lot of these women, or the women on here who, the young lady who's married, the young lady who has a fiance, all said they do not have a problem with the man being a man. They do not have a problem with the man leading. Fellas, get out of your feelings. And if she's worth it, be patient. And let me explain why I say that. Because like I just said, if you think about the relationship you had, the 3 previous relationships that you had prior to this woman that you're pursuing now, that you think may be a little headstrong or too independent, that is the person you're trying to date now. So the fuck boy you was, and now that you matured and you out in the dating pool and you want to have a serious relationship, they're coming off those same fuckboys that you were. So understand that she won't have a problem submitting if you are somebody worthy of submitting to.
That's it.
Have a fucking plan.
Yes.
Whatever it is that she needs from you to feel comfortable with submitting, make sure you providing that. And it goes without saying, she shouldn't really have to ask. Now, all men aren't in position to pay all the bills by themselves and allow their woman to be at home, right? Stop falling for this okie doke that they got on social media with this the argument about 50-50, argument about what a true provider is, the argument about what submission is, the argument that these passport boys, fuck boys who going over to these other countries buying women so they could submit to them. Understand this. These women have gone through a lot. And it was somebody who was just like you a few years back. Be patient. Give them something to submit to. Respect them in a manner that they're not accustomed to. Treat them in a manner that they're not accustomed to. The one thing my mom told me amongst 1,000 sayings that Carla had, she said, son, treat your woman like you want a man to treat me. Fellas, if that's all you hear from everything else that I'm saying, treat your woman like you would want somebody to treat your mother. Now, some fellas out there, they had bad Jones and been in bad situations, but they know I'm not talking to them and they know what I'm trying to say. But understand, these women have been through a lot. Stop being so fucking weak. Stop being so fucking weak and running from women you feel like are too strong, because they ain't strong and they don't want to fucking be strong. They just have to, because that's their life right now. I bet they want to be soft and feminine and submissive across the board. You just have to stop being a weak ass nigga, step up to the fucking plate and treat them like you know they supposed to be treated. These women out here handling shit with no other choice. Now, again, all men aren't in position to pay everything. They just don't have the job skills or whatever, for whatever reason. I don't care what they doing. If they working at McDonald's or they changing tires at a tire fucking shop, it does not matter. He's in position. He's going to do everything he can. And most women I know is going to help that man get out of McDonald's, get out of that fucking tire shop, elevate his life. Niggas, if you truly want your life elevated, stop being weak, find you a woman, and stop fucking making other people's shit relationship goals. Fellas, stop being weak. Be patient with these women. Listen to these women. And if you submit to them first, they will follow you to the ends of this earth and they will put you so high. They will elevate you so fucking high in life to heights you never thought possible. That you never thought possible, because they believe in you and they putting their support behind you. But you got to be the person. You got to allow them. You got to create a safe space for them to feel feminine, to submit, to let loose. Because if you support them, they're going to support you. Fellas, stop being weak ass niggas out here. Okay. That was it for me, Don.
Yes.
Don't drop.
Thank you, good brother.
Give yourself some.
Yes. Nobody wants to end. Don't nobody want a nigga. Who wants a weak nigga? I don't want to pay all these bills all up in here. Do what you gotta do so I can sit on my ass sometimes if I feel like it. You gotta think when you marry, if something goes bad, can you pay for all the bills? Can I pay for all the bills? How can we help each other? Because if you can't do nothing, what you here for? I might as well be by myself in here.
I'm telling you, I get irritated when I see on social media that like these niggas is dogging black women, but they the same niggas who need black women for everything. They the same ones sleeping on the couches, borrowing the woman car, eating the kids snacks and ain't going grocery shopping and shit like that. Listen, I heard TK Kirkland one time say, listen, you want to be a real man? Take her to do something that ain't never been done before. Take her to the grocery store, grab 2 carts and tell her go crazy. The shit fucked me up because it not only was it dope as shit, but it was purposeful. It serves a purpose. Like now she can feed herself and her kids for
She ain't gotta worry about groceries.
She ain't gotta worry about groceries at all. He said so. It's a few other things he said. I don't want to plagiarize, but the point is, like, I get irritated seeing men complain about black women not being submissive or not listening and not doing this or not doing that. When at the end of the day, what are you showing? What are you showing these women that would have them feel like they can't be that with you? I just don't. And you know what they showing them? All I want to do is fuck. Ain't no effort behind the fucking words. So they treating you accordingly. But if you show them something that's different, you will get different. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not that guy unless I'm inspired to be that guy. And when I'm inspired to be that guy, all of what I said kicks in because I'm inspired to be that guy for that woman. And you best believe she will submit and I won't have to ever ask. She will be supportive. I won't ever have to ask. It's paying attention to details. It's nuance, effort, not just words, effort. Because niggas, what I think is sometimes I think fellas, they be so fucking stupid, right? Like you're not the only one in her DM. You're not the only nigga telling her how pretty she is. You're not the only nigga shooting your shot at her. Women turn down men all day, day.
We do.
You married and you get that shotgun fired at you how many times a day? Dime, I would crack up if I got to see your DMs right now. I'm just saying, like they all think they special and they stand out. Based off what? Based off what? You telling her something she hear every day, all day. And what's the action behind it? Woman, listen, I was always told a woman knows within the first 5 to 10 seconds of a conversation whether she gonna give you something.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And you could just as easily talk your way right out of it.
Absolutely.
So if you talking to the and she remotely interested enough to give you the number, she already will fuck you. It's what you do after that that separates you, the men, from the boys. Fellas, understand that shit. It's power in that. I'm not saying use it for evil. What I'm saying to you is if you really like this person, make sure you take the time out to understand what they like. The devil is in the details. And the little shit, I mean, I told you how big the little shit is to me. I don't need no grandiose, big fucking gesture. I don't need any of that. Motherfucker, remember my birthday, I'm happy. Let alone do something for me. So at the end of the day, fellas, stop being stupid. Just stop being stupid. It's because if you think she look good, every other guy thinks she looks good. And she's hearing the same thing all day, every day. Right? If you mean what you say, you say what you, because you might be ugly. You could be ugly. A woman will give an ugly guy a chance. Will give a guy a shot, right? It's all about in what you do with those moments that you get. Now, I'm not saying be a stalker. Don't do that. Don't get yourself don't get locked up. But understand at the end of the day, just do something different. Stand out. Make those small gestures. Make sure it's meaningful. Make sure it's deliberate. Make sure it's thoughtful. Because they hear they pretty all day, every day. And really, when man say you pretty, he's saying, oh, you got some nice ass titties, or you got a nice ass, or you got good curves, or I would just simply fuck the shit out of you. All that's, in my opinion, I think that's what women hear when they see the shit. Like, yeah, I'd fuck the shit out of you. That's it. Like, no, have something to say. Have a dialogue. Have a vernacular.
Don't
Have
what you do
something to talk about.
today, please.
Have something to talk about. For the love of God, if I hear another woman say that men can't talk or they don't have anything to talk about, it behooves me, because I'm like, what are they doing out here? If all these dudes are so busy doing what? Tell me about what you busy doing. That's a conversation. You ask me that shit, you be on the phone for 4 or 5 hours, because we gonna talk. And I love talking about business and what I got going on. So at the end of the day, fellas, have something to talk about, for the love of God.
And please don't text me all the time. I'm old. Call me on the phone. Call me on the phone like you call your grandmom every Sunday. Have a conversation on the phone. Text means absolutely nothing. If I can't hear your voice, I don't hear it.
All right, Dom, I'm done. I'm done. This your show. I'm sorry.
No, I was enjoying all of this. I think that is a great way to end the show. I think that that message needed to go out. I don't think there's anything else to be said, to be completely honest. Sis, any final thoughts you want to give to people before we end?
Just listen to what I said about being married. Women, take what I said. Know your place. That's it.
Shannon?
If you cannot be nice, don't be anything. There's people out here having bad days all day, every day. Smile could go a long way. A compliment could go a long way. But if you got the urge to be mean, nasty, or negative, just don't do anything. Just keep walking, keep it moving, please.
My final words are, if you are single, enjoy being single. Sit in it, feel it, go through those emotions, learn to love you, learn to love all of you. Who you are, your personality, the physical, the mental, the emotional. If you need to go sit on somebody's couch and work through those things, it is nothing wrong with that. It is nothing wrong with going to talk to someone. But get back to loving you. Ground yourself, center yourself around loving you. Have your non-negotiables, what is negotiable, what is not, what you are willing to tolerate and what you are not. Live life. It's short. And you only get one. So enjoy it. I want to thank you guys so much for joining Melanated Vibrations tonight. It was a really great topic. I appreciate my guests for coming on and being so transparent and allowing me to, them shedding light on their real life things that happen. To everyone in the comments that were commenting and sharing their stories, I thank you guys. Definitely gonna need a part 2 of this. This was definitely an amazing thing, and I wanted to make sure that there was something current that we could talk about, because we all go through relationships. Whether you're married, whether you're engaged, whether you are single, whether you are still trying to figure it out, take your time and do it. Communicate. Learn when to be submissive. Learn when to talk. Learn when to be quiet. Learn when to just learn and take in what people are telling you. Take accountability. It's very important. I am learning that at this big age, that accountability is very important. I love you guys. Until next week, have a good night. Bye.
Hey, good people. Welcome to Melanated Vibrations, a new show that celebrates the diversity and richness of Black culture. Join us as we delve into our individual mental health and overall mental health of our community. From the latest trends to the timeless coping mechanisms, we'll showcase the best of what it means to be mentally healthy.